Alright guys, Dundas here. So day 297 everyday pull-ups. So tonight I decided to do something slightly different to what I normally do and essentially record everything I did at the gym. That went from doing my scapular rotation, warm-uppy movement. It's not really scapular rotation, it's kind of like a mini pull-up, get some blood moving into my joints and stuff like that. It's almost a bit of a transition into what you do to a front lever. However, having said that, I am no master in front levers. I am absolute opposite. I am the beginner of the most beginnerists, if that makes any sense in any way or manner. Anyways, so my first set of pull-ups, I decided let's see what I can go with maximum minus one finger, because my pinky has still got its tear, so I couldn't grip as nicely as I would, or comfortably I should say, and I just had the band-aid on my mind, concerned that it was going to slip off and stuff like that. So yeah, just pumping out my pull-ups. I thought I'd be able to do more than I did, but obviously couldn't. I gave up at 39. I thought I actually hit 40, that's why I stopped. So honestly, if you put some sort of incentive behind it, I probably could have got 45, only because I did purposefully stop because I thought I hit 40. So yeah, sometimes it's good probably not even counting, just go and not even count, because the number can probably play tricks on you, and you kind of have that automatic sort of self-doubt blocking you, thinking that you can only do so many reps, you can't do any more, blah blah blah. But in order, in greater fact that you probably can do more than you can if you physically do, if you're actually counting your reps themselves. Having said that, you can also do the complete opposite, depending on how your mindset is sitting. Sorry, I'm a little bit huffy puffy. One thing I didn't record was my run after my physical workout. I went for a short run afterwards around the gym and kind of just got lost running around, and ran past a few shady characters, which made me a little bit nervous, which kept my pace up a bit higher than it normally would. So that was kind of good, getting out of my comfort zone with my running tonight. So this is just my last 11 pull-ups I decided to do. Excuse me. And then I thought I'd just go for a max weight pull-up here, and see if I could get it. It actually took me a little bit longer than it did to get my foot underneath the dumbbell. It looks like I'm not going all the way up, but I promise you, because of the angle of the pull-up, my chin is definitely, I promise, is going above the bar. It just looks like a very poor angle and range of motion, but I can assure you that I did go above the bar with my chin. So from doing pull-ups, I decided I'll hit some shoulders. So I didn't have to do any shoulder warm-ups, pretty much because I've done a whole pile of pull-ups and my shoulders are pretty warmed up by now. So I just went with a lighter weight for my first sort of set, and it felt nice. Like, I haven't done dumbbell shoulder presses for over a year, most definitely. I don't know how long it's been though. I've done incline dumbbell presses for my chest, but I haven't done shoulder presses for yonkers. So it felt really good actually. I'm doing some shoulder presses. So yeah, just 15 kilograms for the first set. Literally had 30 odd seconds between my set, and grabbed some heavier weights, and it felt great. Like, hopefully I'm not going to be sore tomorrow. I don't think I am. I didn't feel as though I was overworking my shoulders in any way or manner. I felt a nice little pump, which is kind of cool though. Haven't felt a pump in my shoulders for as long as the last time I did shoulder presses, probably. So to link on with the shoulder presses, I decided to do some slightly bent over lateral raises. You'll see it in a second. The reason why I've slightly bent over with the first set of my lateral raises is because I wanted to target and hit my rear delts a tiny bit as well. So I wasn't purely focusing on rear delts. If I was, I would have been at a 90-degree angle, if not laying on a bench or doing like a cable face pull or something like that. So I know I'm not purely targeting my rear delts at the moment. It is a combination of rear delts as well as my lateral delts, just kind of smashing two birds with one stone kind of thing. And it felt really good actually. Felt a good pump with that. And then on my second side raises, I decided to just go to traditional upright side raises. Try not to do too much bouncy rocky motions. Underneath this, funnily, what I'm standing on is a platform, and it feels as though like I'm absorbing, like it's absorbing me when I do my movements. Like it's, I don't know, it's not a solid surface, and it makes things, I think it makes things a little bit harder. So yeah, and of course I had to do some calf raises tonight, so jumping across to the standing pin-loaded calf raise machine. I've got to do these types of things because I did have my Achilles tendon rupture and surgery. I've had my left gastroc, so left calf muscle, the big belly, have essentially a 10 centimeter tear through it, which, you know, if I don't keep up with my strength and conditioning of my calf, then, you know, it's high risk of re-injuring and so forth. So really good pump out of that first set. As my usual, just gave myself sort of 30 seconds to recover. I just pressed pause and just quickly reviewed the video, just a quick little fast forward, make sure I was in a good position, and then jump back straight into it. And it felt good, like, did it again. Look, I didn't change my weight. I didn't make it any heavier than I could have, only because I'm scared to be honest. I don't want to hurt myself. I'm trying to play it as smart and as almost safe as possible. I can't really risk getting injured, so I just got to take it easy and just look after myself. Final set of calf raises. I thought I'd just change the angle a little bit because I was sick of looking at the bin to that left there. So I just moved the camera a little bit so you can see just where my injury is and the lack of muscle which is there. But yeah, you'll see, yeah, the left hand side, but my soleus is sort of pretty strengthened, but my the lower portion of the gastroc and the insertion point of the tendon to the gastroc itself is a bit shitty, probably because it kind of got all mashed up and sewn together. But yeah, here's what it is. It works and I can jump, so I'm happy. Then I was about to finish off with just doing a couple of sets of squats. And to be honest, I actually wanted to see myself do some squats because the other video where I did some squats last week, I noticed some significant butt wink, and I don't think I've ever really had any butt wink in the past. What I'm talking about butt wink is essentially your bum tilting down and it looks like it's winking at you pretty much. Usually identifies that you've got some weaknesses through some muscles and some inability of flexibility as well. So I really focused on trying to prevent the butt wink, and it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. It took some strain through my quads actually, because you know your squats, you want to sort of allow your glutes to kick in, but it didn't fire as well as I'd like. Then I decided, let's do some lunges. Haven't done some weighted lunges for a while. It's not a lot of weight, it's just 10 kilograms. I did do a set before this one, but it kind of cut out half my body and it looked a bit weird. So I got rid of it, and they were front on views. So I decided to do a side view of some of my lunges. This is only a half set because my legs were starting to fatigue and I don't want to over fatigue them because I knew I was going to go for a run. Whew. What a spill. Okay, now, final exercise. I promise this is a final exercise. This was a bit of a bonus exercise. I decided to jump on and do some glute bridges. I actually really like this machine. It takes a little bit of time for me to get used to it because I don't use it very often. But you notice me sort of trying to adjust it, but it's just the way I was moving my hips, and I was trying to initially moved the weight without utilizing my glutes. Once I started utilizing my glutes, it didn't feel weird or awkward or uncomfortable. It felt actually really good, and like my glutes were working hard. You'll notice that I'm trying really, really hard shortly with my movements. And I do need to work on my glutes, because my glutes used to be my super duper strong point, and now my glutes aren't that strong. Like they're quite weak, unfortunately, due to my injuries and poor rehab for my glutes. I was advised and recommended that I should do glute work, especially unilateral glute work, because my left glute was essentially non-existent after my my operation. So time to get back into some glute work. I think I need to specifically do some glute work for a little bit until they know what they're doing and they fire back into play and the neurons start kicking in and it just remembers and recalls what it used to do. So yeah, I dropped the weight here because it was too heavy, and I just wanted to feel the squeeze, feel the burn in the buns. On that note, burns in the buns. That's all. Peace out, guys. Until next time, high five.